Okay, come here. Can we talk for a second? I'm waiting for my client to pull up so I can show this house, but they're running a little bit late. So, do you know that show, Family or Fiance? Have you ever watched it? It's a good show. I find myself screaming at the TV sometimes, but it explores relationships. And if you've never seen the show, the premise of it is two people who are planning to get married come together and they bring their families to a house for 3 days. The families can't stand each other. Everything goes crazy. But at the end, they have to decide, will they choose their family or will they choose their fiance, right? First problem I have with this is you are allowing other people into your relationship. And the more opinions that you have in the bed, one little monkey bumped his head, fell off and whatever. Okay, so that's a problem. But there was an episode that really hit home, and I think you're going to have a lot of opinions about this, where the mother-in-law-to-be and the daughter-in-law-to-be couldn't stand each other. They couldn't even be in the room together. The daughter-in-law came off a little disrespectful in the episode, but the more you got into it, you kind of understood why. Because she felt abused, she felt picked on, she was talked about, she was victimized always by her fiance's family. And so she just got to the point where, I don't care. Look, I don't want to be around them, whatever. Okay, you go be with your family. I'm staying over here. She got to that point. Now, when you would ask the mother-in-law, what do you have against this girl? I mean, she's educated. She's not living off of him. She's beautiful. She's kind. She's charitable. She's church going. I mean, what more do you want? And he loves her. He clearly wants to marry this woman. What the mother ultimately got down to was saying, I think she's controlling. I think she mistreats my son. I think she talks down to him. She treats my son like he's not good enough for her. And one of the aunts was there and she's like, well, when did my daughter, this was the young lady's aunt. She's like, when did my niece do all of this? That's not even her personality. She says, well, my son would tell me these things. He would call me and talk about his relationship or complain when something wasn't happening right in the relationship, or his friends would tell me what was going on. She's like, wait a minute. So you didn't actually see her be controlling. You didn't actually see her talk down to him. You're going based upon what your child is telling you. But in all fairness, right, if your kid, my kid, come to me and complain about this person, you're going to say they're bad for you. I don't want you with them. You shouldn't be with anybody who talks down to you, who disrespects you or what have you. So I can't say I blame the mom, because here we go. Her opinion of who this young lady was based upon her son's feedback. But the challenge with that, and I put this on the son, he's the middleman, he's right there, he's the problem child, is what people tend to do is, only call and complain. They talk to their friends and family about complaints within their relationship. But very little will you hear from them when everything is going great. So, when she's cooking his dinner, when she's, praying for him, when they're out in the park riding bikes and they're talking and they're having this great relationship, which got them to the point of where they wanted to be married, he's not calling mom. He's not telling his friends, oh God, I love this woman. She's so amazing. She just loves on me so hard. Instead, when things get tough and he can't talk to her because he's not a great communicator, he goes and complains to everybody else. And so that puts her in a position where she's around his family and friends and nobody's treating her right. And she feels it. Sometimes it's not even what people say, it's the energy they give off. And you can go into a room and just feel the oppression, the side eyes, and the disrespectful conversation. She even said one time, one of his family members asked him about one of his ex-girlfriends in front of her. So what I'm saying to you, and I guess this goes for all of us, the overarching message is, when you're in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, keep your dirty laundry in the relationship. And we have to be able to talk to our mates about what's going on with us. So if you're dissatisfied and you think that she's being controlling, like he was, if you think that she's talking down to you, then say, babe, I don't like when you do X, Y, and Z. Okay, these are my limits. This is how I have to operate. I need to feel respect. That's his love language. She needs to be able to say, I don't like when you do X, Y, and Z, and feel safe enough to do it. Not that everything is going to explode and life's going to fall apart. Because if you can't communicate in a relationship, you don't have a safe space to do that, you don't have nothing. Oh, my client's coming. I'm almost going to have to go here. But, at the end of the day, guys, keep everybody else's opinion out of your relationship, because you're only going to cause problems down the road for yourself. At the end of the episode, they wound up deciding to get married. Why? Because mom, when she really sat down with her, loved her, liked her a lot, and understood where she was coming from. She wasn't beating up or talking down on her son. She was challenging him by saying, I think you can do this and you should stretch yourself, and I support you and you're talented. But he didn't he felt like she was beating up on him or thinking that he wasn't doing enough, right? But mom was like, well, I say that to him all the time. Well, y'all got something in common. So, I don't know, guys. Relationships are complicated, but I want you to send this message, to anybody who needs to hear it, because sometimes it's easier for folks to hear it from someone else, right? Other than the person that they're in a relationship with, which is level up. You have to be able to talk your issues out. Keep your dirty laundry in the house, and be careful what you share about your mate with those who love you, because remember, they love you. They don't necessarily love your mate. They probably barely know them yet, and they only like them or even talk to them because they're dating you. So they don't have any sympathy. When you're forgiving and all is in love again, they're still mad and don't like the person. Well, you did that. You created that fire with your own hands that you can't put out. So these are the parameters we have to work in if we want to have successful relationships. Yes? All right. I got to go to work. I got to show houses. Bye.